Number 9, John David. Hi, Mike. How is the Holy Spirit not the Son or the Father? Then you have 2 verses here. We'll go through both of them. These verses confuse me trying to answer this question. How is the Holy Spirit not the Son or the Father? So I think the implication is you're thinking maybe the Holy Spirit is the Son or the Father, or both. And that would be like a oneness kind of idea. So Matthew 10:20. For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. This is a passage where Jesus is talking about how when they're being persecuted, they'll be given wisdom and words from God in the moment what to say. And that it won't be them who speak, but the Spirit of your Father who's speaking through you. Now, okay, to me, this seems very simple. This doesn't say, but the Spirit is the Father and will speak through you. There's no statement of identity here. The Spirit of your Father. Right now in Jewish thinking, when they say when he says the Father, they're thinking God the Father. So it's another way of saying like the Spirit of God. Right? The Father is God, the Son is God, the Holy Spirit is God, but the Son is not the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is not the Father. There's no statement of identity here. The Holy Spirit is the Spirit of the Father. That's also true. Just like Jesus is the Son of the Father. Right? But that doesn't create an identity connection that's going on there, that they are the same. The other verse is Philippians 1:19. While I'm going there, I'll just mention, if you read John chapters 14 and 16, just 14, 15, 16, you'll see Jesus talk about the Holy Spirit as different from the Father a number of times in the gospel. So it's Jesus' own words. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the Father, and I'm gonna send the Comforter to you, the Holy Spirit. I'll be with the Father, he'll be with you. Obviously, the Holy Spirit is not the Father. They're not the same. That's in the Gospel of John there. Philippians 1:19. For I know that through your prayers and the help of the Spirit of Jesus Christ, this will turn out for my deliverance. So there's a relationship between the Spirit and Christ, some kind of relationship that's there. Let me put it again this way. Here's what the verse doesn't say. For I know that through your prayers and the help of the Spirit, who is Jesus Christ, this will turn out for my deliverance. It doesn't say that. It says the Spirit of Jesus Christ. Well, when Jesus, in the book of Acts, when Jesus ascends to the Father, he says, I will send the Helper. He sends the Holy Spirit. So he's the Spirit from Christ. The Spirit of Christ, and of and from are similar here in Greek. So that's a relationship between the Spirit and Christ, assuming that you're thinking this talks about the Holy Spirit, which would be where I would lean. That's where I would lean. That the Holy Spirit is the Spirit of the Father, the Spirit of Christ. The thing about the Trinity is to realize that we're not trying to posit some complete and utter separation as if there were 3 deities. But there is this such connection, such unity, and such shared qualities between the Father, the Son, and the Spirit that there is one God. There's monotheism is the anchor on which the Trinity is held in place. Right? So there is such connection. The Father is God, the Son is God, the Spirit is God. So there's this overlap in terminology and things like that are appropriate there. But the Spirit is not the Father. The Spirit is not Jesus. They're not identified as the same. Otherwise, how could Jesus and John say, I'm going to go, but another helper will come, the Holy Spirit, and he will be with you? There's obviously differences there. So when you put this all together, you're sort of forced into the doctrine of the Trinity, which many are like, I just feel like I don't understand it that well. I'm like, that's okay. You don't have to understand it that well. You just have to know the Bible teaches it and accept it. And go, yeah, there's a lot I don't understand about the Trinity, but I know that Jesus is God and the Father is God, the Son is God, but the Father's not the Son, the Holy Spirit is not Jesus. And I don't really understand it all that well, I guess, but I understand it enough to accept it. I don't understand electricity all that well, but I understand it enough to turn on my computer. Okay.